In the last show, I begged for a series win versus the garbage can banging, fake championship having Houston Cheaters. I hate that team with a passion. They cheat. They didn't have to, but they did. I said, spoil their season. And the boys of West Sac went out and did just that. I am so proud of them and proud of their comeback today. And for a change, we get to talk winning baseball and good rallies at the plate. So come, talk A's baseball with me today on The Habit Hunter. There we go. Right page. I'm on the board. Hello. What is up? Smiles to be had by all of the A's faithful. Am I correct? If you are still watching A's content, that means if you've stayed after being shut out 6-0 through 4 innings today, if you stayed, that means you are numero uno. You are top dog. You are big cheese. You are top G and the best of A's fandom everywhere. And I want to welcome you to the Habit Hunter A's podcast and the House Always Wins Media Network. I'm Tim Burns. You can call me Hobbes. I'm a sports writer covering the athletics for the guys at Mid-Valley Sports out of Los Angeles, where I cover the amazing A's, as well as the entire NFL desk. You can find me at Sacktown A's Fans for Life on X, and this, the Habit Hunter podcast. Now, the show, Habit Hunter. It gives you a old school analysis, because I'm old. At the conclusion of every series, we identify problems A's players might be developing. We talk about them. We argue about them. We look for solutions. We yell because things aren't getting done. So we analyze moves the front office and the manager make. And we hawk them, and we make sure they're doing their part, and they're doing things right. And we give our team flowers when they do well. And we did some really good things. We improved on some things we weren't doing so well in this last series. And they still have their moments, guys. Remember to give our show, my show, your show, this is our show alike. Subscribe, please, to the network. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And it doesn't cost nothing. Booney, our network guru, he's built a network of shows created by A's fanatics from Brooklyn to the Bay Area. We've got interviews with top picks, people in the industry, announcers, people at SI, just fantastic stuff. So go surf the network, get your fill of A's content, but make sure you do it after my show. Now, beating Houston balances my chi. And I don't even know what chi means. Whatever that is, we're going to savor this. And let's get into it, man. This was a great ending. And we were all throwing remotes by the 4th inning today. So good ending. So Friday I woke up, A's had claimed right fielder Jonathan Rodriguez from the Pirates. So you see the A's are still looking to improve some stuff, see if we can try out some people, because we're going to be cleaning house. That's why you and me are still here. We're looking at players. We're seeing who's mailing it in and who's not. Let's start shuffling some people around. It looks like that's what the team is doing. Last series FNG, that is effing new guy, okay? I keep getting additional questions on that. It's basically, if I get a feeling that a new addition to the roster won't be around very long, I don't want to know his name. He is FNG until he does some stuff, okay? The FNG from last series was Taylor Rashi. He came up, got shelled a little bit, got a lot of it, and was optioned to AAA. And starter Cade Morris was called up again. Now, Cade Morris, let's be real. Kotsay was kind of brutal to him earlier this year. He got shelled and dumped and brought up again and dumped. He was kind of an starter innings eater type of thing, and it's not very fair. So hopefully we see something out of him this time. I really want this kid to succeed. It was a brutal first game for that kid. Michael Stefanik, he was promoted, of which I am a fan of Michael Stefanik. His 2-for-4 day against the St. Louis Cardinals was his last game. Did fantastic and got dumped. Got dumped like a day or two later. I was really disappointed at that at the beginning of the year. So good to see him. I expected us to use him, and we didn't. Can't complain because we won 2 games. So hopefully we'll get to see him. But this game was all about Houston starter Hayden Wesneski. 5 innings, 1 hit ball against the A's. Just sick. Overall, the Astros arms ate the A's alive in this game. 9 innings, 3 hit ball. We only had 5 walks, 9 A's strikeouts. Now, 5 walks is kind of good for us. But, yeah, when you're only getting 3 hits, you need a little more on that end. We didn't get that. 4-0 loss. We got shut out. Little to no offense. Opportunities were there. Surprisingly, given the amount of people that were aboard, the opportunities to score were there. Just didn't happen for us. The A's did nothing with them. But let's go over it. In the A's first, you felt it right away that the A's were going to struggle. And it started with a double play. Bolte opens with the walk, and you're thinking, cool, he's continuing to see things well. McNeil hits the next pitch, his first pitch of his at-bat, double play, inning took 10 pitches. It was just you were going, oh, no. It's going to be like the whole last series was. The A's had traffic in every inning of the opener, but overall had a solid day on the bump. And we'll go over that. JT Ginn started for the A's. And he had a bit of an issue with the first batter of an inning. And that's how it started. Jose Altuve, the player I cannot stand the most of all the cheaters, opened the bottom of the first with a single. He bugged us all series, just like he does every series. He's my Newman. Hate this guy. Just looking at, does he not have a punchable face? I'm not even on script or anything like that. I didn't put any notes. But doesn't he have the most punchable face in the world? Him and Marwin Gonzalez, that guy, he had a punchable face too for the Astros. They just whiny people. Anyway, Ginn hits Yordan Alvarez, but settles down. He strikes out 2, leaves him on second and third. That's a cool inning for him. Yordan, he gets even later. We basically avoided him today. We'll get into that. A lot of sitting. In the second, it went quick. Second went quick. A's went 1-2-3 at the plate. Astros half. Yonner Diaz. And I don't understand. The Astros got some weird names. Yonner Diaz. He singles. Inning ends on Reynel Delgado is being struck out by Ginn. And it's all these names. It's so hard to flow these names out of the tongue. So that's why I'm a little agitated on it. He strikes out. Jonah Heim, he threw out Yonner. It was a good double play. We had a few of those in this series, which was nice. This loss, top of the third, is a really odd inning. It was odd because the A's had 32 pitches thrown at them, yet didn't score. Now, I was looking through that metric. It's like 87% of the time you have 25 pitches or more thrown at you in an inning, you typically score. Almost all the time. So 32 pitches and no scoring was kind of odd. We did it this way. Donovan Walton. And remember, we talked about him the last series, that he was getting hot. He needs to be moved around, moved up in the order. The guy is having a really good couple of weeks and deserves more run. I think he should be moved up in the order. I know I'll catch a flag from the guys. I think he should be batting second or third right now, because he's hitting everything. So I think that's what I think. I who cares at this point, right? I mean, the order. Let's see if he'll do. He's the one that's hot. Don't shove him down there at 7 or 8 or whatever, Anyway, Bolte walked again, but they were left out there, and it was frustrating in this game. It felt a lot like the last series in the opener. We rebound, though. It's going to be fun to talk that. A's fought in this inning. 4 of the 5 batters went full count. Heim went 8 pitches. Walton 9 pitches. Walton had a great Saturday. Bolte was a 7-pitch walk. McNeil went 7 pitches before popping out. So the A's were fighting. They were basically fighting pitches off really good, and they were getting deep into counts. Working counts is what I'm talking about when I complain about when the A's go 1, 2, 3 in an inning, and I time it. It's not like I timed that stuff at the beginning of the year. I was timing it because there was so much, or not so much. People were getting out so quickly that we're not giving the pitchers time to sit down and evaluate what he just did and get a little breather and get his arm, nice for the next inning. If you're out there for a minute and a half, that's not good. And that's what I was talking about when I'm saying working counts. This is what I was talking about, where you're getting 6 and 7 pitches. We had a lot of those in this series. I don't know why that is, but I like that. I think that that's a good direction. We should be a lot more selective and take our time a little, especially when the pitchers aren't doing well. As for Houston's third, Altuve hit a 1-out single, which I bet you can see why I hate this guy. It's just, hates is such a strong word. I hate this guy. Hate works. Altuve single. Heim snaked him stealing for his second runner in 2 innings. Remember, for a while, Heim started out doing really well, and then he had a little stretch where people were getting 2 or 3 stolen bases a game off of him. So it's nice to see him back in the mix for that. Back-to-back innings, caught stealing. Beautiful. In the 4th, the A's went up, 3 down. That was a piece of cake for Houston. In the bottom half, Isaac Paredes walk. I've been calling him Isaac all year, and it's Isaac. Dalton Varsho hit the next pitch for a double, and scoring started. Christian Walker sac fly, scored Paredes. It was 1-0. In the 5th, White and Heim both struck out, and White swung and missed at all 3 pitches. None of them were anywhere near the strike zone, not even close. Worst ooze you can imagine. And we all know what ooze is. Ooze is out of the strike zone, swinging at them. White looked like my entire childhood at the plate, at least for this game. Now, you got a 3-for-4 day and all of that, but he had 10 pitches out of zone that he swung at and missed for a strike. Bad day at the plate. Basically, it looked like my entire childhood at the plate. Walton walked, and we'll talk about him in a while. He's really hot right now. I did bring it up a little bit a while ago. Until the home run Saturday, it was a quiet heating up. Now everybody's going, oh yeah, he is doing well. He always seems to be at the heart of stuff. That guy works hard. He's like a Jeff McNeil, like he's a journeyman dude. He just bangs things out. He does it. He's gritty. I like him. I'll tell you what, I hope he stays around. I do. I see value in him on the roster, whether he starts or not. Right now, please, for the love of God, put him at shortstop. Hernandez is driving me crazy. He really is. 2 runs for the Astros. Started with a Nick Allen walk. It's another A's player, former player, getting revenge for us sending him up and down 1,000 times before trading him or whatever the hell we did with him. Yeah, A's guys, former A's guys always haunt us. Houston had back-to-back RBI doubles. Jordan Alvarez and Paredes, 3-0. Alvarez's was 113 off the bat. I bitch about intentional base on balls. I do, because I abhor. It is blasphemy to give 90 feet away when you have game after game where the team is actually doing batting practice and 7 and 9 and 12. We had 12 runs in an inning. when we're doing it that much, adding another guy for free just seems ridiculous to me. But I do get it with Alvarez. I was totally against it before this series. Now I kind of get it. It helped us with a win today. So I get it, guys. In the sixth, A's had 2 of their 3 hits of the game in the sixth, but neither scored. It was Jeff McNeil, Carlos Cortez. He's the human gummy bear. Don't forget that, because he runs like a gummy bear. Single, Henry Bolte, Zack Gelof, and Law Dog all struck out. If you think that's bad, wait till I tell you about today. And I know that sounds weird because we won, because we did, but we struck out like 1 billion times. We're going to go over that. Ginn was pulled, 94 pitches, 5 innings, 6 hits, only 3 earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Ks are good. Took the loss, but finished on a strikeout. I really can't complain at his outing. I really didn't see total destruction like we do with most of the pitching staff. Elvis Alvarado, he took the 6th. He gave up a single to Christian Walker, but he got Diaz into another double play, which was outstanding. And now I've been kind of eyeing Elvis Alvarado of late, because remember in the last series I was saying, or the last show, I said that even in the previous series he had a really low pitch inning, and I felt they should have left him out there because the way our pitching staff is and where we're at, if they're doing well, quit pulling them out. Play them at least until you see signs. But if they're going down 1, 2, 3 innings, send them out there again. It's crazy. Anyway, Elvis Alvarado, 11 pitches. And like in those last 2 series, I've been saying, Kotze and Dan Hubbs need to take advantage of Elvis hitting his spots with high velocity. Cott figured it out Saturday, and we'll go over it. But today it was different again. With Jumbly, he brought out Luis Medina today. I couldn't believe that. We'll go over that. But I was actually expecting Hogan, Elvis Alvarado. It would have been the 3rd day, but to get a series win against an AL West guy, why not? At this point, why not? In the 7th, A's had the opportunity again with back-to-back walks, Jonah, Heim, and Donovan Walton. This is why I'm saying we were getting things in bunches, at least to where people were getting into scoring position. So with that, at least we should start bringing at least 1 or 2 of these across, but we couldn't do it. It was Donovan Walton's 2nd walk, 3rd time reaching base. That's what I'm saying. Today I really wanted him high in the order. He wasn't. I was kind of bummed, but things worked out. He reached base for the 3rd time, but Tommy White struck out again. Bunch of oohs. We talked about it already. So did Muncy. He struck out too. A lot of times where we're either 2 or 3 strikeouts were our outs of an inning in this series. Don't know why. It's something I noticed. A's added another run against reliever Drew Rom. Jordan Alvarez, of course. Another RBI double. It was his 90th RBI of the year. So, yeah, I was starting to kind of get it. That's where I was kind of, maybe not. But I hate intentional baseball balls. 8th and 9th, A's went down 1, 2, 3 again, did nothing in the 9th. A's relievers, Drew Rom and Hayden Younger, they held the Astros to a single, Christian Walker in the bottom half. So we did take the loss. Let's see how we ended up. Yeah, quick 4-0 loss. 9 hits for Houston. That wasn't very efficient of us. Let me see. Here we go. Saturday's game was kind of the monkey off the A's backs. 5-game skid. I really wanted the cheaters in Houston to fail and miss the playoffs. I said that. Literally, I'm rooting for the Texas Rangers right now. Who you guys rooting for? I asked in the last show. Let me know in the comments. Since it's not going to be us, the last people I want is Seattle or Houston to represent. Not at all. Because in the end, once the playoffs start, I want at least the AL West to win it all. If we can't, then I want the AL West to win. In the first, Jacob Lopez He's a changed man. Jacob Lopez started for the A's. Another no decision. But since pitching coach Scott Emerson was shown the door, Lopez stats were as follows: 34 in the third innings, 25 hits, 11 walks, 41 strikeouts, 2.10 ERA. That is elite. And he's smiling. We saw him smile today. That's what I would say. Smiles, everybody. First thing I noticed, even though it was a 1-2-3 inning for the A's bats, was Bolte had an 8-pitch AB. And that's what I was saying in the first game, was that there's a lot of high pitch count at bats. And McNeil continued to get deep in the count with an 8-pitch AB. No one scored, but that does help. You're getting a lot of pitches out of the way for their starter. That means he's going to wear down earlier in the game for you. That gives you a better opportunity because they're going to be not influenced. They're going to be obliged to have them out there until the 5th at least. So sometimes they leave him out there even a little bit longer, even though they know they're having a bad outing. So all these 8-pitch, 7-pitch, 9-pitch, 12-pitch at bats, they add up, and it helps us in the middle of the game. For real. A's second. Pretty much the A's false flag me. I'll say it like that. What happened in the second is usually a signal our day is going to kind of suck. Carlos Cortez singles, Law Dog singles, so it's first and second, nobody out. Remember how many times last series we said that? First and second, nobody out, but it was the same old story. Tommy White hits into a double play, swinging at Ooze again. He evens out, though. He gets a bunch of hits. Heim followed with a 3-pitch strikeout. And, yeah, I was pretty gloomy at that point. I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be good. Jacob Lopez in the second for the A's on the bump. He showed me something because Christian Walker and Varsho, they both have back-to-back singles to start the inning. So they, too, had first and second with nobody out. But Lopez went strikeout, fly out, strikeout to hold him down, kept no score. Fantastic. And that was usually when he'd start tensing up a bit and sweating profusely, and next thing you know, 3 runs are gone. A little bit of a different atmosphere with him now. I don't know why. I just see the time frame and go, maybe it's just a little freedom in his from his pitching coach. A's score a run in the third, but should have had a crooked number in the inning. Walton hit the first pitch, 422. It's hard to ignore 422, 103 off the bat. 1-0 lead. It's the first run of the series for the A's because remember they got shut out. The A's load the bases though, and then don't score again. Muncy single, Bolte walks. McNeil continued his hot streak, but Gelof, 1-pitch pop out, and Cortez, he hit into his 3rd double play in 4 days. It's like, dude's a menace right now. I actually was expecting today, everything worked out, but after his 3rd at bat, I was kind of expecting Aliko Wins to pop in, but he didn't. Would have been nice because Bolte had reached base. I think he had a double and a single before that. Before both of those final 2 at bats, I would have. I'm kind of low on Cortez right now. He's lost his touch. We know why. Lopez, great inning. 1, 2, 3, 12 pitches, 2 strikeouts. Fantastic third. The fourth, A's fourth was frustrating. Man, Lawrence Butler, he draws a 4-pitch walk. Fantastic. Tommy White singles. So what do we have? Again, first and second, nobody out. Walton this time, and he's having a great series, great couple of weeks. He hits into the 3rd double play in 3 innings. Every inning, double play. We failed to score again, and I'm going, we're never going to win again. It felt like that. Astros tied it up in the bottom half. Walker walked. Yawner. Why would you name your kid Yawner? I don't get that. Mrs. Diaz, or once. Wants to name him Yawner. What does that say about her husband? I don't know. Anyway, I kind of divulged that for a little bit. He had an RBI double. He nailed it off the left center gap wall. Fantastic hit. What are you going to do? You got to tip your hat to the dude. In the fifth, the teams traded 1, 2, 3 innings. Both pitchers were on. They got us in 10 pitches. Lopez got them on 8 pitches. Beautiful. In the sixth, A's left 2 on without scoring yet again. Gelof had a good 11-pitch battle in this one. He was battling with Hunter Brown, the Astros reliever, but he lost out. He ended up striking out, but it was a good battle. Good battle. He was fouling everything off. Cortez walked. Tommy White singled for the second time, but they were left out there. Over that time, A's left 7 on base after the Walton home run. In a really short period of time, it looked bleak. Lopez finished his start on a good note. Another 1, 2, 3 struck out Altuve, and that makes Hobbes smile because I can't stand that dude. Smile pretty daddy. Lopez finished 6 innings. We don't get 6 innings out of people very often. So 6 innings, only 3 hits, 1 walk, career high 9 strikeouts. Fantastic. 7th for the A's, 1, 2, 3 inning, couple strikeouts, not very good. Reliever Luis Medina came in. This pisses me off because he gets a win. But he came in, he melted down. He gives up a solo homer to the first guy he sees, Dalton Varsho. A's are down 2-1. Lamont Wade Jr., he doubles. Jeremy Pena, RBI single. Now we're in a 3-1 hole. And I felt doomed, I say. Doomed. What sucks is he should option that win off to somebody else. It just seems like you're the one who got us there in the first place. Pisses me off. Anyway, in the 8th, the A's had a clutch, methodical, awesome coolest. And my wife doesn't believe coolest is a word, but it is because it was on a kid's show once. Yes, I watch kids shows. Great response to going down 3-1, though. Ooh. McNeil singles. Zack Gelof draws a walk. Alika Williams pinch hits right here, lays down a rare successful bunt on the first try that moves the runners over, second and third. I typically don't like that because we're not good at it. And I tell you what, I was cheering. It's weird to cheer for a sack bunt, but I loved it. It worked. Astros reliever Bennett Sousa, he got rattled up. He threw a wild pitch. It scored McNeil. You could tell the sack bunt. He was like, oh, he's stressing out. You could see in the veins, the whole 9 yards. Wild pitch. Down 3-2. Still, Gelof moved to third, though, which was outstanding. He's paying attention. Lawrence Butler, he just keeps banging out hits, but he keeps doing stupid stuff, too. Today, if it hadn't have been a third out on a strikeout, he'd have got nailed between bases again. They cut it off right at the end of the inning, but I saw him. He got caught off first. Lawrence Butler got a good 2-0 count. Bennett Sousa threw one right down the middle. Go look at the box. Right in there, right in that little square. Butler came, gets a game-tying RBI single. It's 3-3, and you're going, okay, can we get something out of this? Tommy White doubles for his third hit. Puts Butler on third base. And I was just like, oh, couldn't he be fast? Super, super fast. I get where it was placed and all that. But Jonah Heim, he hit a ground out. It was fine. He scored Butler from third. And the A's got a 4-3 lead. It held up for the win. I got to say I love Hogan Harris being the setup guy instead of closer right now. And that's what happened in this game. Because he had, for a while there, he had way too many base runners. Runs that didn't matter, so it didn't feel so painful, but he was in fact giving up runs, and I'll give Kotsay and Hobbes credit for that, for doing what everyone's eyes was telling him he should do. That Elvis Alvarado was starting to dial it in a bit, and we see that. Hogan Harris took the 8th inning. He went 1, 2, 3, struck out Varsho, who homered to open the 7th. So he struck him out on 3 pitches, and that's who Harris can be. I love it. He was in there at the end today, but I still think he should be the setup guy and let Elvis work his little tunnel magic he's got going right now. Bolte walked in the ninth. He got picked off, which is becoming a habit again with the A's. We got to tighten that up. Elvis Alvarado, he got the save. He threw 3 fastballs, struck out Yainer Diaz. He struck out Cam Smith on a slider. It's pretty sick. That was a nice one. And then Taylor Trammell, he popped out. Outstanding game. We got a win. Tommy White, 3 for 4 with a double. Donovan Walton homered. Butler, 2 for 3 with a walk. McNeil continued to shred, 2 for 5. Everybody take a break real quick. My arms and my back are twinging really hard. It's a rough. It gets rough right at the end. There we go. All right. So I woke up today. Sunday, pretty faded. I went to a birthday party yesterday. Just can't take the heat like I used to. Woke up, saw no transactions for Sunday. So, that made all the FNGs on the team, they get a sigh of relief. I wasn't a fan of the lineup. I'm going to be honest. I wrote it, and I'll stand to it. I wasn't a fan. I wanted Walton higher in the lineup, like I said. But in the end, what do I know as a track guy? Winner gets the series win for this game. If it's the A's, the cheaters suffer. I like that, and they did. So the finale, I noticed in the pregame, like Dallas, he borrowed McGuire's Andrestein, man. He looked yoked. He looked prison swole. Dude was yoked up, looking good there, Dallas. I still think Jenny can take you, though. Anyway, remember, I watched today's game, so you don't have to, or if you couldn't. In the A's first, A's bats were quiet. 1, 2, 3, 2 strikeouts. So fast. Astros first at the plate. Oh, my God. How this game started was obnoxious. Basso was on the mound, and he's actually done pretty well doing these first time through the lineup stints, kind of like being the closer in the opener. But not today. Not today. It was ugly. Jeremy Pena singled off Basso's glove, and you thought, okay, that's fine. It's in field. Jordan Alvarez singled. It was first and third. No outs. 5 pitches in. Isaac Paredes sac fly. We're already losing 1-0. Altuve homers a couple guys later. 3-0. I'm going, it's already over. Typical A's. Single Varsho, and we're down 3-0. I don't know. It felt doomed. And just guys in the chat, it was pretty – we were like, people were hitting eject almost immediately, and I didn't blame them. I was there. I thought we were going to lose 10-1. We didn't. A's had an identical second inning, going down 1, 2, 3, 2 more strikeouts in the same way. It's just like a photocopy of the previous inning. Jack Perkins, he comes in, and he actually takes the most of the innings in this game. He's the starter, but he typically has problems with the first few batters of a game and the third time through the lineup. So I think we've been talking about this for 7 series, that he needs to stay away from the first 3 batters, pretty much first 3 or 4 batters of a game, and then anytime they're going third time through the lineup. Everything in the middle, he seems to handle quite nice. Even if he gets into trouble with one batter, he's fine. And so I've been saying, put somebody in there first. I didn't pick Basso or anybody like that, but that seemed to work out fine until today. Perkins, like I said, he comes in for most of those innings. He walks Cam Smith on 4 pitches. And I started to make an omelet. Alvarez was intentionally walked again. Just gives me Beta vibes. Like, man, I get it. He's great. But that pissed me off back in the day. Yeah, I'm that old of Barry Bonds. You knew it was going to happen, but don't put him on. It just irritates me. Pretty much because our pitchers snowball. And if our pitchers snowball an inning so badly, quit throwing people on there to add to the RBI totals. You know what I mean? So Perkins walks him loaded. So after the intentional walk, he walks another guy and another guy and then another guy and scores. Now it's 4-0. Perkins' ERA is around 7 at that point. Not only is he not a starter right now, I don't know. His ERA 7, guys. I mean, we gave him a whole year of this. Put him in the pen next year. Make him middle relief. Have him run 6 and 7. You know, have Hogan close or whatever. Elvis in the 8th, and then have a second unit as well, like that. I don't know, just thoughts. Perkins out again, 1, 2, 3 inning, 2 Ks, 9 pitches, fantastic. In the 4th, A's at the plate. Cortez opened the 4th with a single. Butler drew a walk, but the A's don't have enough bats. We get a lot of 2 people left on. 2 more strikeouts, ended the inning. Just so many opportunities. Perkins, some more in the 4th. Jeremy Pena gets on, but that's because Darryl Hernandez can't scoop a grounder. He airmailed the throw. That was our 14th error in 15 games. They said that. I didn't verify it, so don't kick me if they were wrong, but I tend to trust them. 14th error in 15 games is something that is horrible, but not unexpected from a Cotlet team because the little things are usually skipped, like calling for fly balls. We almost had that happen today. Nobody brought it up. I just kind of noticed center field and right field were kind of heading towards each other, and Butler took it. But, yeah, it just seemed like there isn't a lot of communication. And those are the little things that grind my gears about Kotsay run teams. Home run, I saw Paredes 6-0, scores Pena, and that was going into the 5th. I was thinking, we're done. We're toast, guys. But in the 5th, A's went 11 to the plate, and I'm going to cherish this because who knows, this might be the last time it happens this year. We only got 30 games or so. Walton singles. I really want to know how to do it, but he singles. Hernandez challenged a pitch, and it scared me because we always lose those, it seems, especially when they're random like Hernandez did. But he got it. His challenge worked, wound up walking. Brian Serven, 3-run blast. We're down 6-3, but we're in it. Cut the lead in half. 103.5 off the bat, 402. Serven wants a hot dog. You heard him. Zack Gelof gets hit. What angers me about, I don't know. I'm just sick of them getting hit. Loddock is even, though. He has an RBI double at 6-4. They're on second and third. There's only one out. And it was just like the revolving door we love. The one like we used to have those mid-season last year. Tommy White, 2-run single, and it's 6 runs, tied up. And that's so fun to see the smiles again, at least for one game. You know, then they hit Walton. You know, they hit 2 people in this inning. I don't know if there was 3 in a game, but it's been quite a few lately. They hit him because he's doing well. Wild pitch, put guys on second and third, but Hernandez struck out. You know, if he doesn't airmail that throw, we would have been up 6-4 right then. Bottom of the 5th, Perkins on the mound, Christian Walker singles with 1 out, stayed there. A6, Bolte doubled, 2 more strikeouts. We had 13 Ks through 6 innings from the plate. Perkins, Pena doubled, so the A's intentionally walked Alvarez again. He went 3-0 to Altuve, and that does scare me because I might dislike the man, but the man is really effective when he's got a good count. But he lines out to end the inning. In the 7th, after striking out 3 times, Max Muncy, he bombs one. We're up 7-6. That's going to be the winning score. He went 405. And from that point on, it was Scott Blewett on the mound for us. Pitched the 7th, 1, 2, 3, 3 ground outs, made it easy. I really wanted an insurance run given our history. We did put one on. Hernandez walked in the 8th, but Serven hit into a double play. Bolte singled, so he was trying to reset, but Cortez popped out. That was the end. But one thing did throw me. Kotze decided to bring in Luis Medina. Now, he was shelled Saturday. He got the win, but he was shelled. So I was thinking, God, is Cott trying to actively fail? But Hogan Harris 8th, Elvis Alvarado 9th, won it for him Saturday. But no, we're not going to do that. The guys did point out Alvarado had pitched 2 days in a row, but I was thinking, let's win one series against the Astros. I didn't care about the rest of this season because we're gonna struggle anyway. But I was feeling like, come on, man, dude's kind of coaching like Stephanie White. Do you guys know who that is? She's Indiana Fever WNBA coach, and some of her questionable decisions, like sticking Caitlin Clark at power forward instead of point guard while the center Leah Boston's playing point guard. Just some crazy stuff. It kind of feels like that sometimes with things he does. In the 8th, single Taylor Trammell, and I'm bent, but it went strikeout. Kotze intentionally walked Alvarez for the 3rd time to get to Paredes. He flies out. I was scared, and we've been doing this. Only need 6 outs. Only need 3 outs. And it's like, the 9th didn't matter. A's won. Both teams had 1, 2, 3 9ths. Perkins gets the win. Hogan Harris gets the save. Some odd stats, though. Let's go over them real quick. We're at 40. That's fantastic. Right on the button. Odd stats. A's struck out 16 times in this game, and they won. Gelof, Butler, and Muncy each struck out 3 times. Bolte, Cortez, and Hernandez each struck out twice. Crazy stats. And actually come out with a victory. It's crazy. A's are in the basement, but we have a winning record against the AL West. After today, we are 19-17. So we've been taking care of division. Just too bad we're just getting creamed everywhere else. So for the game, Bolte was 3 for 5. Serven 2 for 4 with a 3-run bomb. Muncy had his great game-winning home run. Fantastic. I guess we'll forget about the 4 consecutive strikeouts. But what did I say in the last show? Just give me 2 or 3 over the cheaters, and we got that. I cannot complain. I'll say it. It was the best win of the second half. We've got to be happy, guys. But we got to stay on task. Who's doing well, who's not. So let's go through roll call really quick. All righty. How'd our bats do? 23 and 98, which means we didn't get to the plate much. 235, which is very meh. Some people think this is acceptable. I don't. Three doubles, 3 home runs is our power. I don't like that. I'll be honest with you. I know we won 2 or 3, but I don't like that. We had 13 walks, which is pretty good for us. Piss poor, mostly because of the last day, but 33 strikeouts. That's 11 strikeouts a game for the series. That's not good. 22 left on base is about right. That's pretty average. About 7 a game left on base per game. Kind of season or MLB average, I guess. Runners in scoring position, 5 out of 24. That's about 20%. That's low. That's not very good. League average is 25. So A's starters, that was our problem. Jacob Lopez and Basso. It's hard to call him a starter, but he opens the game, so that's what it is. 12 innings, 7 earned runs, ERA over 5, 5.25. That's not very good. 13 strikeouts. The relievers, fantastic. They went 14 innings. It's the way we're set up right now where, you have Perkins coming in. He's literally the reliever, but he takes most of the innings. So 14 innings. We only had 4 earned. So that's a 2.57 ERA. That's what you want. Obviously, we could always want under 1 or whatever, but that's not bad. 17 strikeouts. Fantastic. 8 walks is kind of a lot. We issued 6 walks today. Not very good. Our 1, 2, 3 innings as a as batters at the plate, 9 this series, which is really down because we were in the high teens the last 2 series, mid to high teens on number 1, 2, 3 innings at the plate. We did hit into 5 double plays, which is better also because that's a lot lower. I think we had 9 last series. So individually, Bolte, 3 for 10, 4 walks. So he was on a lot. That offsets the fact that he got picked off and the fact that he had 5 strikeouts. He had a double and a run, so that was pretty good. He 300 series. Butler, 3 for 11. May not sound great, but double, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 RBIs. So he's a little bit of everything. He was 3 for 7 in the last 2 games, so that was pretty nice. He did have 5 strikeouts, which wasn't very good. Cortez hit in every game, 3 for 10. Can't complain. Nothing special. Just there, just getting hits. Gelof sucks. Man, he's on an 0 for 18 skid, guys. 0 for 11 series. That's a bad stretch. 0 for 18. 6 strikeouts in the series. Not very productive for us. He got a run on that 1 walk he had in this series. Heim, same thing. 0 for 7. 0 for the series. RBI on the drawn walk, I think it was. Muncy, 2 for 11 with a home run. 5 Ks. That's not very good either. Serven, the one day he played, 2 for 4. Home run, 3 RBIs. We'll take that any day of the week. And finally, we'll roll these down. Donovan Walton, like I said, batted .333 this series, 3 for 9, had a hit in every game. He had 2 walks in the opener. He had a home run in the second game and went 1 for 3 with a run in the third game. That's a solid series. 2 walks, 2 runs, the homer. What else can you ask for a guy who is still getting sporadic play? Tommy White, he finished 4 for 13. He had a really good 3 for 4 day in the middle game with a double, but he was 4 for 13 with the double, 2 strikeouts. That's fantastic. Now, the Twins are next up, back in West Sac. They took 2 or 3 in Minnesota, so it'll be a battle. It'll be rough. That's all I got. I think we're going to take only 1 of 3 in the next 3, the way the matchups are going to roll, but we'll see. We'll see. Our strengths are coming. That's all I got. As always, be excellent to each other, and I am a ghost.